Welcome back to another episode of the From Half Court Sports Talk Show with Darren and Rob. I'm your host, Rob. I'm with my co host, Darren. Today, we're going to be tackling another AFC South team. We're going to be doing the Indianapolis Colts. So, first, I just would like to start off with what's your what's your projection for the Colts this year?
Ultimately, they shouldn't have missed the playoffs last year. They had the rushing leader, decent quarterback. Um, I, they should definitely make the playoffs. Um, at least they should definitely be fighting for the playoffs because the AFC is super stacked. Uh, I would say that they still need that depth at receiver a little bit more. But that's not really an excuse. I think Matt Ryan can make these guys a little bit better than what they have been the past couple years. That combined, I don't think Matt Ryan ever had a run game like Jonathan Taylor as well, or honestly, maybe even a defense like the defense that he has now. Maybe the Super Bowl defense is probably pretty good. But I like this defense a lot. DeForest Buckner's still there. They got Yannick and Ngakwe from the Raiders. Kelly, I'm gonna mess up his name. Pay is still there. D tackle. Um, Darius Leonard's still there. Uh, I'm pretty sure if you can scroll down, I'm pretty sure Stephon Gilmore signed there as well. Yep, Stephon Gilmore at corner, my fault. Um, so yeah, it's gonna be a very interesting team. They have a lot of talent on both sides of the ball. They should be good.
The Colts
You
missed the
there?
playoffs last year, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that shit was unacceptable as fuck. The crazy part is they had a slow start to the did they had like a pretty slow start to their season and they picked it up
No,
at the end, right?
I'm pretty sure they beat the Rams. Either they beat the Rams at the beginning of the season, like week 2, or they got really close to beat them. I'm almost positive they beat the Rams this past year. Um,
They lost.
no, they lost by never mind. Yeah, so you was right. They started off very slow.
I feel like they started off really slow and they didn't start picking it up till they got on Hard Knocks. That's when they started putting wins together and dubs together. I think that was around like week 8 or so. Highly disappointing season. I thought most Colts fans and most NFL fans thought they would be a really scary team to face at the end of the season. If I remember correctly, they're the team that lost to the Jags the last week of the season.
They lost to the Raiders the week before that. The Raiders shouldn't. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't think we was gonna make the playoffs. And then we beat the Colts and everything was up.
Yeah, so they literally just collapsed on themselves. They literally just collapsed on themselves. The games they needed to win, they didn't win. One thing I will say about last year before we start talking about this year is
hmm
I don't like the slander Carson Wentz got. Like I'm
Um,
not saying he was the end all be all, but the slander has to stop. For I don't know their head coach's name off the top of my head. Um,
Frank Wright, I believe.
for him to for him to be have this close relationship with Carson Wentz and to gas up Carson Wentz before the season, then completely shit on him as soon as the season ended. They said he went and apologized to the Colts
Ownership.
ownership for putting his name on Carson Wentz. I think that's fucked up. I don't. You can tell me if I'm wrong. I don't think Carson Wentz played that bad that you had to
He
go
did.
apologize.
He did. He did play that bad. That's the thing. Bro, they had Jonathan Taylor. Like, and he was running away the league rushing yards. He was running away with it. Like when Derrick Henry got hurt, Jonathan Taylor picked it up and just ran with that. He did play bad. That's what I would say. I think he played bad. I think he played bad. They shouldn't have lost. Bro, I think no, the Raiders game. I remember watching it, and he started out like 1 for 12. That's bad.
It is bad. I don't. I don't think he played bad enough for you that you had to go apologize to ownership. That seems very excessive. Like where was Jesus at?
What?
Where was Jesus at then? They talked about Jesus all off season. Then all of a sudden, homie, Jesus not there no more at the end of the season. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know, man. I will say, no, you know what, bro? Ultimately, it has to be Carson Wentz's fault, bro. If you look at
We're
those
not about to
last
put
two
all
games,
that on Carson Wentz. That team collapsed. We're not about to put all that on Carson Wentz.
I would say Carson Wentz collapsed. I don't think that team collapsed. You know what? When we get to the Commanders, we can definitely talk about Carson Wentz. I'm excited about that.
But do you think Matt? I think Matt Ryan's a solid quarterback, but
He's
Matt
an
Ryan's
elite.
older now. I
Yeah.
think no quarterback, unless they get like a young guy in there, like under like 28 years old, is going to succeed in this offense. Um, I don't think Matt Ryan is going to do way better than Carson Wentz did. Is my point. He might be a little bit better. He might be about the same as Carson Wentz. He might be a little bit worse. I don't think it's going to be a complete shift and Matt Ryan wins them 3 or 4 more games. I don't think it's going to be that big of a difference to the
I
team.
think he wins the division for them. He can win the division.
I don't think Matt Ryan wins the division. I think these weapons win the division. I think Michael Pittman makes a big jump this year
But
into
if he
a
makes a
Pro
big
Bowl.
jump, it's because of Matt Ryan.
I disagree with that. I think he
It,
makes a big jump because he's a better receiver.
he's a better receiver from last year
I
to
think he's
this
gonna
year.
make a big jump. Yes, I think he's gonna be. He was a solid receiver last year. I think he's gonna be a Pro Bowl caliber, Pro Bowl contention in that time frame. Top 15
Quarterback
receiver.
quarterback has something to do with that though.
Yes, but I don't think it's gonna be. Let me say it like this. I think Michael Pittman's gonna make Matt Ryan look good. I don't think Matt Ryan's gonna make Michael Pittman look good. Is
That
that a better
is
way to say
wrong.
it?
No, that's wrong, bro.
I think Michael Pittman comes out this season look like a number one receiver and a really good number one option out of a run heavy team,
He's already the number one option. That's the
but a dominant number one option, like a real number one option. I think he like
because
makes
Matt
his name
Ryan
for
will get
himself.
him better balls. That's I disagree with you on this one. Like, if did you watch? How many games did you watch of the Colts last year? 'Cause I can
Like two
guarantee
or
you, I
three.
watched. Yeah, same about here. Carson Wentz threw that shit up to Michael Pittman, and if it wasn't a flag, Michael Pittman was just going up and getting it. It was jump balls. Matt Ryan puts the ball on the money. Like
My
I
biggest
don't know.
point is I don't think there's going to be a clear difference between Matt Ryan and Carson Wentz. I think they're just going. I think you're going to look back there and say, "Damn, that's an older quarterback behind the line again." I'm not a real fan of this QB carousel thing. Just plug it in veteran quarterbacks. I really think you need to go in the draft and get somebody. Maybe it wasn't this year. Maybe this wasn't this year because the QB class wasn't highly rated, and maybe you don't want to go get a guy and develop a guy because you don't think he's ready to play right now. And Matt Ryan's been in the league and he's ready to play right now. But they need to get. I don't see the Colts going anywhere far in the playoffs if they make the playoffs, and that's a big if to me, without a significantly better quarterback.
I don't know why.
And that might be in next year's draft. That might be like a CJ Stroud, as Bryce Young. They might have to go get one of those guys and make me wait like a year, and then they'll be ready to make a playoff run.
Why do you think Matt Ryan is not a higher upgrade from Carson Wentz? Both of them both had MVP like seasons, pretty much right next to each other. Um,
Uh, uh,
maybe
they're both older quarterbacks. I think you need to.
Carson Wentz isn't old. He's
How old is
just
he?
a vet. He's a vet. He's not old.
How old is he?
30, 30 something.
Okay, I thought he was way older than that. Matt Ryan's like 37, something stupid like that, right? Something stupid.
Possible. Okay, Google. How old is Matt Ryan?
He's 37.
37 years old.
Yeah.
Yep. So 37. But bro,
I think Matt Ryan retires after this season.
no, you're wrong. Nope. You want to put money on this?
Um, no, because he probably
Exactly.
could stay, but I don't think. How should I say this? I think people will be calling for Matt Ryan to retire. Is that a better way to say it?
What is up with this disrespect with Matt Ryan for
It's
you?
it's not about Matt Ryan as a quarterback and his legacy, because I think Matt Ryan has had a solid football career
Yeah, we
as a
talking about right
quarterback.
now,
I'm
the
talking
past
about
couple
right
years.
fucking year now. I'm talking about the past like 2-3 years.
I don't see a dramatic change in his numbers, maybe because the 2021 season, but that was COVID, right?
But I'm not gonna. I don't put an asterisk on that season like you do.
If you go to Aaron Rodgers' numbers, his numbers go down because he got COVID. At some point, you gotta put the asterisk next to the people's names.
No, because
Everybody's
they
numbers
were
goes
just putting an
down
asterisk on the whole league. Then I don't believe in asterisks. I believe in playing the game no matter the circumstances. So if
unless
we
you get COVID.
look at his QBR over the past 3-4 seasons.
QBR,
The
what am I
his
looking?
last season over 60%, over a 60 QBR was
Is that fair?
2018. Then he went to a 59.6, 59.8, and last year was a 46.1.
The
Do you think
decline of
it's
Julio and Calvin Ridley wasn't there.
do you think he's in a better situation?
Yes, absolutely. Maybe not with receivers. The receiver core isn't that much better. I will say that, but he's never had a run game like this. Maybe except that year they went to the Super Bowl. And I don't think it was like this, where you could put in Naheem Hines and still get 5 yards, 10 yards.
Hold on.
I don't
I'm
know.
looking up Carson Wentz stats. Car- On
His QBR
paper,
is 54
which isn't great, but it's still better than what Homeboy did.
because of COVID.
That's 2021.
Right? I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't get the
I
disrespect
don't
for.
see a
All right.
dramatic jump. I don't think this team is any better than they were last year. I think they're still a run heavy team. If they have any success, it's because of their run game. I don't think Matt Ryan's going to shit the bed, but I think he's going to be okay. Make sure you don't lose these football games and hand this ball off to Jonathan Taylor.
But he makes good throws too, bro. I think he's. I don't know. I think you're dissing Matt
And I
Ryan.
feel like a lot of his success when he was a younger quarterback was because of he's kind of an athlete. Um,
Who?
Matt Ryan. He's more athletic than people give him credit for, especially in his
Yeah,
younger years. And I feel like he lost a lot of that getting you lose a lot of that getting older. And
but he's behind a better offensive line, bro.
but I don't think Matt Ryan makes the Colts better.
I
Lower your
think he
camera a
makes
little bit
them
for me.
better. I think he makes them better than what Carson Wentz was.
But I'm saying it's not that much. I think it's like an eyelash.
That eyelash can get you to the playoffs.
Yes, okay, he might win them one more game. I don't think that's going to take you to deep in the playoffs, though. I don't think it's going to be on Matt Ryan. It's going to be on that run game to get him there. The run game and the defense is not on Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan's just kind of the best case scenario that they had is to sign an old veteran quarterback. That was just the bestest scenario they put in. If they were able to go get a younger quarterback in the draft, let's say the draft was like a little bit more heavy on the QBs, I think they would have done it and upgraded their team significantly and developed that quarterback within the system.
I think this team is a win now team. I don't think you need to try to go get a quarterback to develop. I think you need to go get a quarterback that can win you games now.
I don't. That's what I'm saying though, Darren, and then that's what we're going to disagree on. I don't think
But
Matt
this,
Ryan wins you games. I think this running game wins you games, and you just hope Matt Ryan doesn't fuck it up.
he's not going to fuck. That's fucked up. Matt Ryan's gonna have an MVP, not if not MVP like season. He's gonna have one of those seasons that make you be like, damn,
All
Matt
right,
Ryan's
bet.
actually.
I have a then. Would you say you think Matt Ryan's going to finish as a top 5 QB this year?
Ooh, hold up now,
A
no,
top 10
no,
QB? Top 15?
maybe top 10. I could give probably top 10, top
Would you
15.
bet on
Definitely.
the top 10? Would you put your money on that?
Um, I will have to think about it, but yeah, I
And the
don't.
fact, my point is the fact that you have to think about that is the reason why I
It's
don't
not
think he's going
because
to
of
make.
Matt Ryan though, Rob. It's not because of Matt Ryan. It's these receivers. I don't believe in the receivers more. They
You don't?
plugged in Phillip Rivers, Carson Wentz, and now Matt Ryan, and I'm not seeing a difference with the receivers that's been there for all these.
So once again, going back to my Michael Pittman point, he's the one that's going to make that jump. If Michael Pittman makes the jump, I think he is as a superstar receiver, Pro Bowl around that Pro Bowl area, All Pro level. I think Michael Pittman can win them 2 more games, get them in the playoffs.
And if it's happening, it's because of Matt Ryan. And then you know what? After this season, actually after week 3, I'm gonna pull up Carson Wentz throws to sorry, I'm tripping. Michael Pittman, and then I'm gonna pull up Matt Ryan's throws, and I really want you to judge who has better throws. But we can move on. We've been talking about
Definitely. So let's
the
talk a
team.
little bit about this defense. How do you feel about this defense going into this year?
It's stupid. It is stupid. It's a good defense. I like Yannick Ngakwe. It didn't work out with the Raiders, obviously. Um, Darius Leonard is nice, obviously. Been there, proven vet at linebacker, if not the best middle linebacker, definitely in the top 3, I would say. Um, yeah, I just don't know. Stephon Gilmore is my big question mark. He didn't play great last year with the Panthers, but he gets a year or the whole offseason to actually be with this team in the Colts. So hopefully that actually, does something for him. Um, but yeah, I think the defense is stupid.
I think this defense is solid. I expect them to be just as good as they were last year. I expect them to be just as good as they were last year. Hopefully, they can hold up a little bit more than they did last year. I saw their schedule for a little bit last year. They had a late bye. Hopefully, they get an earlier bye this year, which can help them out. All right. Let's move on to their schedule. Just looking at their schedule, let's go game by game. We don't have to keep track of our picks or anything,
Yeah,
but let's go game by game to see what we think of this team.
those first 2 games are kind of tough, just because they're divisional games on the road. Um, and also their bye week is still late, like ridiculously late. But yeah, okay. So we just going week by week.
Yep.
All
Houston.
right, which
Uh,
um, oh, you go ahead.
I expect them to handle Houston.
Uh, I'm gonna say Houston gets that win. Actually, they're
Jack
not going to be ready for Houston.
Jacksonville.
They'll beat Jacksonville.
I agree. I think they beat Jacksonville as well. Kansas City.
They're going to beat Kansas City. Actually, running the ball.
So here's my thing about Kansas City. Just a little bit versus this team. I think they can beat Kansas City because they have the run game and they have the possibility to keep the ball out of Patrick Mahomes' hands. But I think we really got to. I don't think we can really judge Kansas City until like around week 8, just because I want to see how that offense looks without Tariq Hill,
Yep.
and what does Juju look like in that offense, that type of thing. So I want to see. I want to kind of wait to judge Kansas City as a team. But yes, I do believe that they can win that game. But I'm still going to pick Kansas City.
Okay.
Tennessee.
3 divisional games in the first 4 weeks. They're going to lose to Tennessee.
I believe so too. I think Tennessee has the better running back, which is not saying much because fucking Jonathan Taylor is probably right there behind him. But I have Tennessee winning that game at Denver.
Oh, they're going to lose to Denver too. At Denver, early short week. I mean, yeah, they're going to lose, especially bro trying to tackle Derrick Henry, then going to Denver. Yeah, it's tough.
Tennessee again
You
at
listen,
Tennessee.
wait. You got them beating Denver or not?
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
I have them beating Denver.
Okay. Well, you have them beating Denver, going to Denver and beating them.
Yes.
Okay. That's I'm excited to talk about Denver when we get to them. Week 6, versus Jacksonville, home versus Jacksonville.
Correct. Yep.
So you got them winning too.
Yes.
Yeah. Colts win that. Week 7 at Tennessee.
Tennessee.
I'm going to say the Colts pull that one out. Just Stephon Gilmore versus the rookie receiver, because I don't think they really have any super great receivers. I think they're going to get that win. Week 8
Versus,
versus the Commanders.
if Washington's D line can stay healthy, I'll take Washington.
Oh, that's going to be a good matchup. I'm going to be honest with you. The trenches is going to be great during that. That's a good one. And it's a revenge game for Carson Wentz, right?
I don't think that means that much from the sense of I don't think Carson Wentz has a lot to work with on offense. He has Terry McLaurin. He has a, in my opinion, from the since he got in the league, an overrated running back, Antonio Gibson. I feel like he still has to make like a jump to be like a say he's a solid running back in this league. So
Wait a minute.
I
You think the
definitely
Commanders
have
don't got weapons? You think the Commanders don't got weapons?
they have talent. They have talent.
They have
And
weapons.
they have talent. I
Weapons.
don't think that's going to show up like you think it is. Like on paper, yes, they do look good, but I don't think it's going to show up like you think it is. I think they still have a lot of rebuilding to do on that offense.
I guess. I'm gonna take the Colts to win that. They're at home. Matt Ryan beats Carson Wentz.
At New England,
Oh, they're losing that. Bill Belichick is gonna.
I agree.
They, they beat him last year though. That's what it looked like on the last schedule. I think I just saw before we went to this. But
You sure?
it's that.
I
I
don't think
think
they
that's
did.
what I saw. Or maybe they took the loss. I'm tripping.
They won. You're
Uh,
right.
yep, they won. Uh, that's a good dominant win too. But yeah, I think second year Mac Jones, I think it's gonna be too much.
At Vegas
Vegas wins it. We at home, baby.
versus Philly.
Um, that's a tough one. These are two really running teams at that point. I'm gonna take the better receivers just because that's the only thing I can probably move it off of, and I'm gonna take Philly on that one
Versus Pittsburgh on Monday night.
on Monday night.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, ooh, defensive line. They can make it a passing game. I trust. I don't think I say trust, but I would say I'll take Pittsburgh.
Uh, at Dallas.
Oh yeah, they're winning this. They're winning. Not Dallas. I'm sorry, Titans, not Titans. Chiefs. I'm sorry. The Colts are definitely winning that. They have. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
At Minnesota.
Off of a bye week. Um, I'll take. I'm gonna take Minnesota.
I am
Fighting
too,
for the playoffs.
especially if they can stay healthy.
Yeah,
Um,
fighting for the playoffs life.
versus Los Angeles Chargers.
I'm gonna take the Colts because they're at home, and I don't believe the Chargers are going to be good against the run until I see it.
At New York,
Oh, they're winning that.
and they finish off the season at Houston. I'm sorry, they finished off the season versus Houston. They're at home.
Yeah, they're going to win that as well. Houston, they're going to split with Houston. I think Davis Mills is nice. Either they're going to win or lose one of those top. I think it was the first game with Houston, right?
Yes.
They're going to win or lose one of those games. I just don't know which is which. To be honest.
All right. All right. So to finish it up, so I don't want to count up the wins or not. But just tell me, do you believe the Colts are making the playoffs this year?
Nah, they're missing. They're missing their playoff. They're missing the playoffs. The AFC is just so fucking stacked, though.
I believe they should. I think if Jonathan Taylor can stay healthy, I believe they can make the playoffs. Maybe it's a low seed, like a 6 or 7 seed, but I believe they can make the playoffs.
That is wild to me, Rob. The way you was talking earlier made me think that you did not have the Colts making the playoffs.
I
I think you
think
said it actually. You
I
said a
think
long
Matt
shot.
Ryan. I think Matt Ryan can win one more game and help them get into the playoffs
I'm not against what you're saying, but
because they started
this
off
schedule,
really slow last year, man. Really slow.
yeah, but don't be surprised if they would have to rattle off those first 3 wins for me to believe them. And they're winnable games, right?
Definitely.
So they need to rattle off those first 3 wins for me to say that they're going to be in the playoffs.
All right. Any last takes about the Indianapolis Colts?
I'm definitely ready to see Matt Ryan in this offense that you're saying Matt Ryan's not that much better than Carson Wentz. That is blasphemy. And I'm pretty
At
sure
this time,
all Colts fans would disagree.
yeah, but they thought Carson Wentz was going to be good last year. Then they're shitting on him.
I think they was optimistic, but also had their doubts. Like,
Everybody's optimistic in the offseason there, unless you're a Browns fan. All right.
stop.
So thank you guys again for watching another episode of the From Half Court Sports Talk Show with me and Darren. Let us know what you think the Colts are going to do. Do you think Matt Ryan's going to make a big improvement, or is he just going to be a shit show just like Carson Wentz last year? Let us know in the comment section down below. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. We'll be back next time.